Aloha everyone, welcome back to Heartbeat Narratives. I'm Molly, your host, and today is an incredibly special day. I am here at my college campus in St. Paul, Minnesota, with one of my best friends from college, Coco, the one and only. Coco, thank you for coming on to Heartbeat Narratives.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. This is so fun. I'm so excited.
I can't believe this is unfolding the way it is because we just did like a mini tour of the residence halls that we used to live in, thinking about what life was like when we were like 18 and 19 years old growing up. And little Coco has just developed into this, you've grown into this beautiful human, and you've always been a beautiful person, but seeing you now and all the growth that you've experienced, it's just like really heartwarming. So
I'm gonna cry.
Can you first tell me where you're from?
Oh my God, what a question. So my family is from Sierra Leone, which is a little small country in West Africa, but I was born and raised in Minnesota, lived in St. Paul, then went to Cottage Grove, but never went to school in Cottage Grove until my junior year of high school. And then, went back to St. Paul for school.
And how did you end up coming to this particular college?
That's a good question. It was like a fluke. So I always saw myself not being here in Minnesota. And I literally was like, I was told myself, I was like, I'm not going to come here. And my sister went to the same college, and she was like, you should just apply just for funsies. Because it was a really easy application. And so then I did. They gave me a lot of money. So my mom was like, you're going. And I was like, okay.
That's a nice offer to have. It's a pretty good school. So
I mean, it changed my life. Regardless of what I thought it was going to be or what I was hoping for, it changed the trajectory of my life and my career and just what I stand for. I'm very grateful I found my forever chosen family here, so I can't complain.
And we found each other.
We had to find each other in this big environment, but we did. I don't regret anything. It's just been the best. Yeah.
I was thinking back, since we did a tour of our old dorms and going down memory lane today, I was thinking back because when I was a junior, I think, and you were a sophomore, we were brother, sister, resident advisors.
Yeah, we were the leaders on campus. Watch out. We were the ones with the walkie talkies.
We thought we were cool.
We were cool. We were actually cool.
We would spend so many nights on duty together, planning events for our freshman residents.
And we actually did like a lot of like healing late night guys, we were so dramatic. Like we were just figuring out. We were just young 20-year-olds just trying to figure it out. And everything was such a big deal, but like it just brought us closer. So like that's fun.
And I can't believe it's been, 13, 14 years.
Don't say that. Don't say that at all. Has it been 14 years?
Well, I graduated when I was 22.
Okay.
So 2012.
Yeah. That's crazy. I feel like we've lived so many lives since.
We've evolved.
We evolved. We've grown. We have blossomed. We have elevated.
We've elevated. Ooh, I like that better.
I was like
this is just going to be us giggling.
Sorry. We haven't seen each other in a while, so.
We're in the basement of this really old building, and so there's a bit of an echo, but I like it better for the effect.
There's no one here but us and our thoughts, so you guys are very welcome in advance.
So what did you study in college?
Oh, wow. Yeah, so this is so funny. I studied psychology, and I was a family studies minor. Fun fact, I know.
What was your favorite memory from being here?
My favorite memory? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh. Wow. Oh, I think I have it. This is kind of deep though. I'm going to say it. I did the suicide awareness show, Ending the Silence. I think that's probably one of my favorite memories. It was an idea that I had going through a really dark time, losing someone that I really cared about, and I realized that being an artist and a creative really can heal not only me but so many people by proxy. And so I had an idea, and it turned out to be one of the greatest things I ever left here.
I remember being at the suicide awareness show.
You were in one of them.
Yeah.
You hulaed.
I danced hula. Can you tell a little bit about what your performance was at that? Because I remember it being it was really difficult for you, being so young and having just lost a friend a few years earlier. But you really dove into your self-expression to share with other people about your love for your friend.
Thank you that's a great question. I haven't spoken about him in a while. Yeah, it was my freshman year. And, you know, like, I think we all get kind of caught up in this new life, this new environment, this new whirlwind. And I did see him. I went home and I saw him, and he was working at a grocery store. And one thing about my friend is that he always used to give, like, the best hugs, just the best hugs. And I'm pretty much an empath, and I had a feeling, and he was like, hey, just let me know, like, if you want to meet up. And I was like, oh, yeah, for sure, you know. And then I remember getting in the car with my mom, and I was like, he seems so sad. He seemed different. I, like, texted my friends about it, but didn't really do much. I was like, oh, I had, like, a paper to do whatever. And I remember, like, oh, I should probably check in. Anyway, long story short, I went back to campus and found out that he took his own life. And this was, like, the first real loss I've ever experienced that was, like, this close. Like, I had family members that passed away back in Sierra Leone, but I didn't have a relationship. So this was someone that I really cared about a lot, deeply. And being that young, like, I just didn't know what it meant to feel depressed. I feel like that language wasn't even there, or, like, the stages of grief I didn't really know either. And so I was grateful because this was also when I was discovering the arts for the first time. I was a theater kid, but, like, this was also me discovering dance and what that means to be a creative. And so it was almost like a vision of how do I give back? Because words couldn't come. I didn't have the words. I didn't really know how to, like, express what was happening. And I felt like mental health and the awareness of that just wasn't talked about enough. And so I was like, we should do something. I just had this idea. I knew a lot of people at our school who just were natural creatives. Our year just happened to have a lot of dancers and musicians and all the things you could think of, like, just creative, beautiful humans. And I was like, how do you guys feel? And I just asked around, and it just came together, and it told this beautiful story. I did it 2 years in a row. I won awards for it, which was really cool. I asked Molly to do a beautiful piece. Do you remember what it was about at all?
I remember I was dancing hula, and I'm trying to remember the name of the song. Ka'ua Noi Anuhea. I think maybe that was the name.
It's
I have to double check. Ka'ua Noi Anuhea. It was a hula from Hawaii that is about emotion and sharing love for somebody. So I chose that song intentionally because I knew the root of what we were sharing about, and it brings forth a whole different type of dance within, I guess, the tapestry of what you were creating with so many different types of art being on display that night.
It was so cool just to, like, have just a array of ideas and creativity. And that piece specifically I remember because it was Kiana that was sitting in the chair, and, like, it was like her dealing with, like, her mental struggles, and you were in a white dress and you, like, hulaed around her, and just seeing her, and it was like, I think it was about uplifting and giving her the strength to keep pushing. Very powerful. But yeah, that is, like, a memory that has stuck with me. And I also realized in that moment that, like, art can save lives, you know. And during that time as well, Molly, it was really interesting that I didn't recognize, but a lot of people had history and family and friends and loved ones that had experienced something similar, unfortunately. And so it was like, oh, we're all healing collectively together. And then just to be able to touch the audience that came. And I remember, like, everyone banding together, different clubs. I remember the psychology department gave people extra credit if they came to the show, and as long as they did, like, a one-page reflection. The numbers were incredible, the impact, the feedback, all the professors and the faculty were just amazing. And then just having my friends there to support this dream, this vision that I had. And it was such a release. It was the first time I actually cried about it. I think I, like, blocked a lot of it. And so, I'm so sorry, this is so deep, but yeah, no, it just made me realize, like, oh, this is something that I feel like I was brought in this world to do, is to make impactful art, you know, what makes you feel something. And so, like, even if I'm doing, like, a fun, upbeat dance, I'm always having a story to tell. I'm always portraying a character. And so that's for sure what changed my life at this school.
I feel like this is such an accurate representation of who you are, even at such a young age, doing something with so much intention. And you didn't even know that it was going to open up this whole new world of self-expression and realization within who you are, because you were just coming into your own voice.
Yeah.
I feel like I saw you blossom in college and beyond, all the fascinating things that you've done in the arts since then. And so, Coco, what makes your heart beat?
What makes my heart beat? I would say being on stage. That is like, I might get emotional. It's my safe space for sure. It is the place where I can be whoever I want to be. I can express however I want to express. It was like the first place that like really showed me that it was okay to be Coco. Yeah, I don't know what I would have done without the arts and being a creative. I think it's just like my calling, and I love it so much. I remember like one of my first memories is seeing Julie Andrews in The Sound of Music.
Yes. When
she like runs up that hill and she circles around and you just see her. Where is she? Like Switzerland? Austria. I watch that anytime I have a bad day. I put The Sound of Music on. It unlocked something like in my frontal lobe when it is literally. I was like, this is beyond like the way that the arts, the way that music can bring people together. And now, as I grow and blossom even more in my 30s, I just performed like 2 weeks ago. One of my close friends, he was like, it was like watching you perform for the first time again.
Wow.
I know. And I feel like I've grown into even more of what I feel like. I love that you were saying that like you saw me blossom, because I did blossom here. I've really found who I was then. It really served me at that time, and now I just feel more grounded and solidified. And like kind of like turning 30 was a huge change for me, but I feel like now the stage just, it felt more out of body almost. Like it just felt like it's more than me. It's like beyond me now. It just gives me so much joy, and it gives me peace, and it just gives me so much life and synergy. And I just am very, 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 very grateful to be a creative. I think like there's nothing like it. Performing for people and sharing that space is like unlike anything you can ever imagine. Because someone told me that there's a study where when someone's watching like a show or anything, everyone's heart beats and starts to match. It's like a study that just recently happened, and like it shows that like we all become one when we're watching something. And I just think you can't make that up.
I feel that really resonates with me, and I also realize that can happen through storytelling as well, which is sort of why I think when I get to meet all these really interesting people who share their joy stories, you start to put yourself in their shoes, and you're like, wow, that's what it's like to love something so much that you want to spend time doing it, and you want to share that gift with other people. And that's what you do through dance and theater and all of your modes of creativity. I think you really do have a gift. You have this very strong presence. You're the center of a party, usually. And the last time I saw you, you came to Hawaii for 1 day.
For 1 day.
Because you needed your passport.
Not even a full day. It was
maybe 9 hours.
It's actually very crazy when you think about it.
You needed your passport expedited. And the Honolulu field office was like the fastest one, because you were going to go to Mexico with all your friends. Was it for some kind of celebration?
A spring break trip, our first spring break trip. And it was the first time we were going to Puerto Vallarta. And I didn't realize that my passport expired. And so I was like, oh, I need to get this now. I think also what happened was I was going through a breakup. And so I think my brain was not even thinking I need to do this. So I was like, oh my gosh. And I think it was like either I had to go to Hawaii or some random spot that was farther. I was living in LA at the time. I looked up flights, and it was pretty cheap to get there.
From LA, that makes sense.
And it was during kind of like the pandemic prices still a little bit. And so I was like, Molly, which island do you live in? And she was like, Honolulu, right?
Yeah, the city of Honolulu.
And so I was like, will you meet up with me? And you're like, yeah. I was like my office is right by the passport agency. And so I did, and we spent half a day together.
It was so fun.
Oh, I actually like am upset that I didn't get to spend more time. I was like, why am I acting like I'm just driving back home? Like I should. My first time in Hawaii too.
I know. I mean, you have a home. You can stay with me. And I remember vividly seeing you by the Federal Building downtown, and I was leaving my office for my lunch break, and we saw each other from like 2 blocks away, and then we slow ran to each other. Super dramatic. Right. The security guard is just like, what are these kids doing?
Well, that's what I feel like. Also, what I'm recognizing too, especially like our reunion today, we got to hang out with some of our old staff members, friends, not staff.
So formal.
Our friends that we haven't seen in a while, that we actually worked together before. But anyway, it doesn't feel awkward, and I feel like that's always like a concern of people. But I was like, it also gives me joy. I love the fact that like we've lucked out to have solidified such a deep rooted friendship, and it doesn't matter how much time has gone, no matter how much often we talk, it's so ingrained in us, and it's like pick back right where we left off. And I think that is so cool. How do you feel about it? Like, how have you?
I feel the same way. I think living in Hawaii and having loved ones and friends who live in so many different places around the world, I no longer feel shy about reaching out to people when I'm back here in Minnesota or in San Diego or in New York or wherever I'm traveling, because I know that time is precious.
Yeah.
So if I'm home for 4 days, I'm going to try to connect with people, even if it's been 12 years and not everyone who even lives in the Twin Cities still sees each other regularly, even if they're in closer proximity. I have kind of like a unique reason to reach out, like, hey, I'm home, let's all do something. It's almost like an excuse to get the gang together.
I mean, you brought us for sure together, and it was just so fun to like do this together. That's one thing I really love about you, is that when you say you have a home, like you have, like, please visit, I know that you mean that, because I feel like a lot of people say that in passing. And so I know that you are so genuine and sincere when you say things like that, and like when you come back, you do make it a point to be like, let's all come together, because life is precious. And walking around our alma mater, our college now, it's kind of like, yeah, so much time has passed. We have lived at least 84 years.
What is that from?
Titanic. I quoted Titanic. It's like our favorite movie. It's been 84 years and I can still smell the fresh paint. The china has never been used.
You were telling us earlier how you wanted to have your own Titanic moment, minus the sinking.
Yep, minus the sinking. Okay, walk with me here, okay? So, like, I love Titanic. And I really, deep down in my soul, know that I'm Rose DeWeepicator, because in my past life, I was a debutante rich mama. Like, it just makes sense. And so I just want the heart of the ocean around my neck. I want my gowns. I want the love story. I want my Jack Dawson. I think that's not too much to ask for, minus the sinking aspect. And I just want to have fun in the basement with all of the third class passengers and having the time of my life. I feel like I deserve that. So yeah, but manifesting that. We'll see if that comes true or not. I've been manifesting that since I was like probably like 8. So
it's still being conspired in your favor.
The stars are still aligned.
It's now documented. So if you are Coco's Jack, let me know.
Follow me at unapologetically_Coco. I'm just kidding.
They will find you, Coco. Anyway, another thing I wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah, we could be here all day.
Was you also went to the Beyonce concert this past spring. I went to the Houston show and I interviewed a bunch of Beyonce fans. And the whole time I was interviewing people, I was thinking, oh my gosh, I need to interview Coco because they're the real...
I am. You can say it's okay. I'm the truest fan.
You are the truest fan. I mean, these were hardcore fans.
I mean, I understand it. I mean, the community is community, but...
And it was Houston, her hometown. So anyway, but it just made me feel like I couldn't not interview you at some point about your love of Beyonce. Tell me, how did it start?
Oh my gosh. Do you have time?
Yes.
I love Beyonce's a personality. Being part of the Beyhive is a full-time position, okay? You can't say anything wrong about Beyonce because it doesn't exist. We will find every other counter-argument against our queen, okay? It started before she was solo. So, like, I loved Destiny's Child when they were just, before it was even the three of them, when it was four of them. And then when she went solo, like, she makes you feel like you're invincible. Like, you can do anything. She also makes you feel like, oh, I should probably work a little bit harder. She is so incredible. And when you really think about it, the longevity of her career, she's been around since we were kids, like 4 years old, probably even young. Like, she's been around forever and has managed to stay relevant throughout this whole time. None of your faves can do that. I'm sorry. Like, she is just ahead of, and I know she's hinting at a retirement. I don't know if my body can handle it. My first Beyonce concert was when I was 13. Yep, 13 years old. I think it was at Target Center. It was the Lady Verizon tour, and it had her, Alicia Keys, Missy Elliott, and Tamia. That was my first one, and then, yeah, I've seen her each time she's been in Minnesota. There's one year she didn't come to Minnesota, and so I went to California to see her.
And where did you see her for this past Cowboy Carter show?
Oh, my God. I'm going to cry. So I saw her for the last show of the Cowboy Carter tour in Vegas, and you guys, it was the best experience of my life. I mean, I just don't know how she keeps upping herself, but this time I got to see Jay-Z, I got to see Shabuzi, and I got to see, wait for it, Destiny's Child. I legitimately saw Destiny's Child it was a dream come true. I wonder, like, my friend had a video. I was screaming, crying, throwing up, like, literally out of body experience, because it has been a dream of me. I've seen Beyonce so many times, and I've wanted to see the three of them, Beyonce, Kelly, and Michelle, all together forever. And it was just out of nowhere. It was like towards the end of the show, and I was like, oh, she's not. And I kept joking the entire night, like, I wonder if she brings out Destiny's Child. And she did. And I got a lot of texts of people being really jealous and upset. But I was like, not all of us can be winners. So
Oh, you're so honest. Painfully honest.
I was like, well, yeah, no, it was so it was so fun. I had such a great time. The set list was amazing. Did you like the Cowboy Carter album?
I have to admit, I didn't know all the songs, but I listened as much as I could beforehand, before I was heading to Texas. I knew all the oldies, all the old songs, but it was a last-minute invitation with my friend. So I just went for it, and I was like, I'm going to fully embrace it, even though I won't know the words to every single song.
It's still that feeling of community, and did you just, like, feel empowered afterwards?
It was electric.
It's a great word choice.
It was incredible. I remember I went out to get some water about halfway through the show, and I came back. They were doing Single Ladies, and I couldn't get back to my seat because so many people were standing up dancing in the aisles, and this group of people were just, like, welcoming into, like, their little mosh pit.
It's a celebration.
And it didn't matter that they didn't know me. They were all friends, and I was just dancing with them for a few minutes, and then when the song was over, I walked back to my little seat, and everyone was, like, complimenting one another on their outfits. I wore, like, this bejeweled bustier for the first time ever.
I love that. I love that.
It was really fun, and I had sparkly cowgirl boots.
Did you have a hat?
I did not have a hat, but everyone else had a hat. What did you wear?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think I just love that she does, like, these themes now, because, like, I went to the Renaissance tour. Was that last year? 2 years ago? I had, like, this really cute, like, literally silver romper and, like, this futuristic glasses. So cute. So it's so funny, like, I will never wear that again. For the Cowboy Carter, I had a cowboy hat, and then my friend had a merch that she cut into like a crop top. It was like cut off shoulders. And then I had a handkerchief, Beyonce handkerchief on my pocket, and then these like leather shorts and black boots. I was looking really cute. And I definitely got myself a jersey from the merch line. But I hope, because apparently it's rumored that she's going to do a rock themed album next.
Yeah, that's right.
Those looks are going to be so amazing. Oh my God, I can't wait for that.
I'm really enjoying this conversation.
I was like, yo, there's a mic here? Oh, whoops, forgot.
I think you're the first person who's ever forgot that there was a mic.
Yeah, I literally just like, I'm like, oh, we should pass it around, okay.
I wanted to go back a little bit to your dancing specifically, and memorable moments from your dance career and your life, things that have stood out to you, or particularly meaningful dances that you performed, or just the feeling of dancing, how that feels internally for you.
Wow, what a question. It's actually kind of good that you asked me this, because like now I am starting to apply for like fellowships and artist grants. So it's like nice to like kind of put some words to my craft. Now that I know like I am an entertainer and I am a performer, I act and I dance, and I also tell stories through movement, through my presence, through my voice. And I'm also realizing that like I have such like a passion for collective healing, intergenerational healing through the arts, and like how impactful that is, because I'm not only healing myself, but I'm healing our generation and like generations before and generations after. And so that has been my driving force. It really taught me how to choreograph and like collaborate with other artists. I got to perform at the XL Energy Center, open for Demi Lovato once. We did a Mine, Lizzo before. I performed at Bon Iver's music festival in Somerset. Was it Somerset? Eau Claire, Wisconsin. That was really epic. A big part of like my artistic journey was dancing backup for NJ, who actually went to our college as well. We kind of started here, but then he released an EP in 2015, and then that just kind of got us really in that scene. Got to perform in like First Ave, like did a lot of competitions. I think especially like for NJ and I we danced with my cousin. It was like the three of us as three male presenting dancers. Like we got a lot of flack for being men, but being queer artists and embracing our masculinity with our femininity. And you know me, like I am a very sassy, diva-ish person, and so I present that in life. I present that on stage, and I feel like we as a trio really had to push through a lot of discrimination, which happens. I mean, it's just like whatever. And I think as queer Black people, like I feel that there was a lot of, you know, what's the word? Stigma. I think there was some stigma attached. And so like I remember we did this audition, and it was like this one of like our first auditions we really ever had to do. Like they gave us numbers, and it was giving very America's Next Top Model, making the band. Like it was very that kind of energy, and we were killing it. And I remember there was a moment where like they kind of were having people come up randomly and then sit down, and then I think like my number was like 16. They're like, number 16, look up. And then I remember NJ was like, get up, and I was like, got him, and I had like got right into the moves, and I just felt we were so good, but they didn't take us. And then, you know me, I'm like, oh, like, can I get some feedback? Anything I could have improved on? And it was just, the email was so generic, and it was like, oh, like, there were just some moments where it felt like you weren't confident, and like you could have hit it a little harder. And I looked at my dance, I was like, me? The one thing about me is I have energy. You could say I did probably miss a step or whatever, sure, maybe. But I was like, you wanted more energy. I felt a little iffy, and it was very short. It didn't really give me much to work with. Well, it wasn't until like later we were out networking, and I saw one of the dancers who made it, and then he was like, we were really bummed that you guys didn't make it, because it was more of like because you guys were queer. Oh. Yeah, and so that moment changed a lot for us. But it's like, oh, we're not doing this for anyone anymore. we're just doing that for us. And so we really shook up the environment, the Twin City art scene a little bit. And I feel it allowed other queer artists to, you know, show up fully. And not saying that we like changed the world or anything like that, but like I feel like we did make a lasting impact. I feel so grateful because of working with NJ and even another dance company that stemmed from our college as well. I've been able to like perform in the stages that so many people have dreamt of doing. And so, yeah, it's really cool.
I love seeing all of the things that you've done over the years, because even back when we were in school together, you had this burning desire to move to LA.
Yeah,
and you did.
Yeah.
And you've really built up this experience, not just within dance, but within the art scene as a whole. And you've also done so many other jobs to kind of ensure that you could maintain a lifestyle devoted to the arts. I'm just so proud of you.
Thanks, Mom. I'm proud of you. I really am.
Where does your confidence come from? How did you find it?
That's a great question. It's interesting too, because my mom said that I was very shy growing up. I was like one of those kids where it's like I'm shy at first, but then once you like get to know me, then I'm like, yeah. But then there's a moment where I felt like it just stuck with me. Where did my confidence come from? That is such a great question. I really think part of it is the arts, for sure. I think that kind of helped me own myself a little bit more. But I think that I made a decision one day, and I was like, you could choose to be scared or you can choose to be bright. And I chose the latter, and I was like, it just clicked for me, and I just never really looked back. And I think as I got older, I started like being comfortable with all of me, you know, every part of me. I think that just like sky's the limit. I had one friendship in particular that really shaped that, because I think her and I at the time were really navigating our sexuality together, because we didn't really have mentors like that. Like we didn't have TikToks. The most we had was like Glee as a way to like, you know, honor. And so I feel like we didn't really have those resources to look at and be like, okay, this is how you own who you are. And so I feel like once I started being comfortable with all of me, I was just like, okay, well, there's really nothing to lose but to be yourself. I felt like I made a choice. And I don't know if it was college, I don't know if it was high school. I feel like each year it just has gotten more and more secure. And then I kind of lost it like when I turned 30, like I kind of had like some insecurities, and now I just feel like so self-assured. It's such a weird feeling. Like, it's just like nothing can shake me up anymore. Confidence. I'm really going to journal about that later. Yeah, I definitely just had to make a decision to either like play small or be my brightest self, and I just chose that. It just made sense, and I just never really looked back, and things just started to click. And I think also having a community that allowed me to be my full self also helped with that.
I'm having these flashbacks back to my sophomore and junior years, where when I met you and you showed me your dorm room for the first time, you had Beyonce posters plastered on your wall, and it's just this like empty room, little twin beds, and then Beyonce. It was this stark contrast to like the plain, very traditional dorms that we were in, and the bright light inside of you was just ready to burst out.
Yeah. No, that's so true. I totally forgot, because I just moved into my first solo apartment. Yay me. I'm like thinking about like the decor, and the first thing I thought was like, I need like something Beyonce in here. I was like, I need a Beyonce poster or something, like a framed something. But yeah, that's so true. I totally forgot about that. I only had a Beyonce poster in my room. That was it. Because I woke up and I was like, what would Beyonce do? You know what? That might have been my confidence. What would Beyonce do? And I would just show up. The world is your runway, honey. Seize the day. Literally.
This whole conversation is just us giggling and then having really serious conversation.
That was like, then you guys are getting a glimpse of what our friendship is like. It's all over the place.
In the healthiest way possible.
We love to have fun and be deep. It's called a balance.
This has been such a highlight for me. I did not expect to do an interview today, but I have my little mic wherever I go. So this was an unexpected gift. Anything else you want to share?
I'm just so grateful for you. I'm so happy that you're doing this, and it's been really nice to like reflect. I feel such like a huge, immense gratitude, and I can't stress that enough. And so, yeah, I appreciate you guys listening. It was so nice to connect with you wherever you may be. Until next time.
Mahalo everyone for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next episode.